Hi there, I'm Dark Shades, and today's video is about whether or not parents should put their lives on hold for their children and their grandchildren. Now, somebody said to me the other day, I want to go and live in a different country, but my daughter is making me feel really guilty. And she said it's working because I feel really bad. And it reminded me of this film, All That Heaven Allows, with Rock Hudson and Jane Wyman. What happened was that Jane Wyman, her name was Carrie in the film, husband had died, and she had 2 adult children. And Rock Hudson was her gardener. And over time, she became attracted to him and they fell in love. And she wanted to move away with him. The children, they were absolutely disgusted because their father had been well known in the community. And it was at a time, I think in the 1950s, where it was something that wasn't done. I mean, you're a lady, your husband was well to do, and he had, all the villagers know him, and then you're going to go out with a gardener. Anyway, when she tried to explain it to the children were absolutely horrified and said, who's going to be there for us? She thought about it and she thought, it's true, I really need to be there for my children. It's not fair for me to think about myself. Anyway, the Christmas came around and she started decorating the tree. She'd prepared the dinner and the son came in. Oh, hi, Mum. And she said, oh, hi, darling. I'm just doing the tree. I'm so glad you've come over for dinner. He said, I can't stop, Mum. I've signed up for 2 years to go into the army. And she was shocked. And she's like, but she didn't say anything because she didn't want to stop her child from fulfilling his dreams, even though, in effect, he had stopped her from fulfilling hers. About 10 minutes later, the daughter bounces in, as bright as a button. Oh, guess what, Mum? Guess what, Mum? I'm getting married. Jess proposed to me last night and we're going off to wherever they're going. And she said, but you told me you wanted me to be there for you. And they said, oh, you didn't take us seriously, did you, Mum? Of course you didn't take us seriously. And the 2 of them bounced out the house and went about their business. And the mother is left there devastated. Now she's already got rid of the man because of her children. And now she's left in the house by herself on Christmas Day. To be honest, I thought it was quite traumatic. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It's a Yoruba and Igbo saying. Came out, I think, in 1998. And what that means is that it's a communal effort. It's the parents, it's the relatives, it's the teachers, it's the uncles, it's the whole community that helps you raise a child. But in today's times, it seems to fall on the mother or the grandmother to look after the child. And there are a few people who are quite fortunate to have friends and relatives to help them look after the children. But in this particular case, in the person who was talking to me, her child only had her to rely on. So what does she do? The child is an adult. I call her a child, but she's an adult. She's in her 30s. And she now wants to prevent her mother from living her own life. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's fair for adult children to expect their mothers to hang around, to look after, just so that they can be there for them? I mean, personally, I understand that I would find it really difficult to leave my grandchildren because I love them so much. But at the same token, I wonder sometimes when I'm doing my decision making, if I met somebody who lived abroad, how would that impact that relationship on my grandchildren? How would I maintain that relationship? I mean, you have Skype and you have FaceTime and you have all of those things, but you miss out on so much. You miss out on the physical, the tactile, the little hugs and the kisses and, you know, all of those kind of things. So I'm not quite sure about this one. It's a difficult one. I don't know if you think that parents are disloyal if they go away and, you know, make their own life with somebody else, or whether they should stick around for their children. I'd appreciate your thoughts. And we're talking about adult children here. We're not talking about kids who are 16, 17. We're talking about actually women who are in their 30s and 40s, or even men. You know, we're not just talking about the mother. Sometimes the responsibility falls on the father as well. And both are meant to look after the children. And as grandparents, traditionally, that is what happened. The grandparents a lot of time raise the children. So any thoughts you have on that would be appreciated. You can either subscribe or write some notes down in my little box below. Thank you.